Be fighting each other. They've had it. They've had a big fight, like two kids in a schoolyard. You know, they fight like hell. You can't stop them. Let them fight for about 2-3 minutes. Then it's easier to stop them.
And then Daddy has to sometimes use strong language.
You have to use strong language. Every once in a while, you have to use a certain word.
Rutte, the NATO chief, who is your friend, he called you Daddy earlier. Do you regard your NATO allies as kind of children?
No, he likes me. I think he likes me. If he doesn't, I'll let you know. I'll come back and I'll hit him hard, okay?
Good morning, sir. We'll start right here. And in 3, 2, 1.
Sorry, that's actually asking.
Can you believe it?
Thank you.
That's amazing.
So that's the picture we want. Yeah.
Well, I hope you slept well.
It was great.
Yeah?
Thank you all very much.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful.
Ich gehe davon aus, dass wir heute eine gemeinsame Entscheidung treffen, die NATO in Zukunft mit wesentlich besseren Mitteln auszustatten. Wir werden einen Beschluss fassen, dass die NATO in Zukunft 3,5% und 1,5% zusätzlich für die Infrastruktur zur Verfügung stellt für unsere Streitkräfte. Dies alles wird in großer Übereinstimmung stattfinden, weil wir übereinstimmend feststellen, dass sich die Bedrohungslage geändert hat. Und die Bedrohung heißt insbesondere Russland. Russland bedroht nicht nur die Ukraine, Russland bedroht den gesamten Frieden, die gesamte politische Ordnung unseres Kontinents.
They have better seats than I do. We're with them all the way. I mean, if you take a look at the numbers, we're with them. And they have very big things to announce today. I don't know if you've taken the vote or you're going to take the vote, but I've been asking them to go up to 5% for a number of years, and they're going up to 5%. They're not going to be fighting each other. They've had it. They've had a big fight, like two kids in a schoolyard. You know, they fight like hell. You can't stop them. Let them fight for about 2-3 minutes. Then it's easier to stop them.
And then Daddy has to sometimes use strong language.
You have to use strong language. Every once in a while, you have to use a certain word.
It's an effect on all of us. And we let these autocrats and dictators win. I'm coming to see my good friend Donald Trump. As you know, Donald Trump is now on the side of autocracy, not democracy. So I'm here to give him encouragement, here to destroy democracy in Europe.
Tout ça, on le fait. Quand même le rappeler et remettre les choses au milieu de la discussion, parce qu'il y a la menace russe. Je le disais il y a quelques mois à nos compatriotes, nous le vivons depuis plusieurs années, mais au fond, la troisième guerre russe en Europe a acté cette menace.
Do you expect that Russia will be mentioned as a threat or an adversary in a final statement after the summit?
It's all, you know, I think Russia is not strong enough to represent a real threat to us. We are far stronger.
Creative accounting.
You like it? NATO has no business in Ukraine. Ukraine is not member of NATO, neither Russia. And my job is to keep it as it is. Thank you very much.
Afstand houden. Voldoet u niet aan de vordering? Gaan er niet door. Afstand houden. Afstand tot de wordt geweld gebruikt. Afstand tot de wordt geweld gebruikt. Afstand houden door het geweld gebruikt. Wegwezen zijn geweld gebruikt. Afstand houden. Afstand houden. Afstand houden. Weg. Wegwezen.
So thank you very much, everybody. We're going to have a press conference in a couple of minutes. So.
Absolutely.
You said you would clarify your stance on Article 5 just yesterday. Is that something you can explain
I stand
today?
with it. That's why I'm here. If I didn't stand with it, I wouldn't be here.
So you would defend countries even
Well,
if they
what
don't
did I
pay
just
out their
say?
fair
Yes,
share?
of course. Why would I be here?
With this plan, allies have agreed to invest 5% of GDP in defense. This is a significant commitment in response to significant threats to our security. It includes at least 3.5% of GDP invested in core defense requirements, a benchmark that until today was set at 2%. A target that I'm pleased to say all allies will now meet this year or have already met, and ensure that our 1 billion people can continue to live in freedom and security. but I think he's a good friend. And when he is doing stuff which is forcing us to, for example, when it comes to making more investments, I mean, would you ever think that this would be the result of this summit if he would not have been re-elected president? Do you really think that 7 or 8 countries who said, yeah, somewhere in the 2030s we might meet the 2%, we've now all decided in the last 4 or 5 months to get to 2%? So doesn't he deserve some praise? And when it comes to Iran, the fact that he took this decisive action, very targeted, to make sure that Iran would not be able to get its hands on a nuclear capability, I think he deserves all the praise.
So, Volodymyr and colleagues, it's good to see you as to our joint endeavor in Poland, JTEC. And I have military assistance. Several nations at this table here today.
Well, on the question of Ukraine, the position in NATO has not changed, nor has my position changed. In fact, over the last couple of days, I would say in my discussions with leaders, there's been a real resolve that now is the time to push again to get Putin to the table for the unconditional ceasefire. President Zelensky has, for many weeks now, indicated his willingness to go to an unconditional ceasefire. Now is the time for Putin, who's been dragging his heels, to come to the table.
Disculpe, buenas tardes, presidente. Sí. Ha dicho que España va a cumplir en...
España siempre es la solución, Carlos. Nunca es el problema. Nosotros aportamos soluciones. Defendemos con convicción nuestras posiciones. Y creo que además son compartidas por la mayoría social de nuestro país. Estamos hablando de que si hubiéramos aceptado lo que se había propuesto, España tendría que destinar de aquí al año 2035 más de 300.000 millones de euros. ¿De dónde salen esos recursos? ¿De más impuestos a la ciudadanía? ¿De recortes en el sistema de educación, de sanidad, de pensiones?
Serious question. I think you just had a meeting with President Zelensky. Did you discuss?
And this is a monument, really, to victory, but it's a monumental win for the United States because we were carrying much more than our fair share. It was quite unfair, actually. But this is a big win for Europe and for actually Western civilization. That's a lot of questions. Think of that $1 trillion per year to our common defense, and this is a monument.
Mark Rutte, the NATO chief, who is your friend, he called you daddy earlier. Do you regard your NATO allies as kind of children?
No, he likes me. I think he likes me. If he doesn't, I'll let you know. I'll come back and I'll hit him hard, okay? No.
But he
did it very affectionate. Daddy, you're my daddy.
Do you regard your NATO allies, though, as kind of like children, and they're obviously listening to you and they're spending more, and you're obviously appreciative of that, but do you hope that actually they're going to be able to defend themselves, defend Europe on their own, without
I think they need help a little bit at the beginning, and I think they'll be able to, and I think they're going to remember this day. And this was a big day for NATO. You know, this was a very big day. They took it. One of the gentlemen said, you know what? We've been trying to raise money raise the rate for 30 years, he said, 20 years, from almost the beginning. And he's been there for a long time. He said, until you came along, it never happened. What you did is amazing. It's been sort of an amazing day for a lot of reasons, but also for that. Yeah, go ahead.
Do you think they can do it without you, though, in the future? Can they do it without
the United
Mark. States?
I mean, you have to ask Mark. And I think they're going to remember this day. And this is a big day for NATO. You know, this was a very big day. It was almost 400 miles away, I think, Pete, right? 400 and long. It was in the ocean, long ways away. I came here because it was something I'm supposed to be doing, but I left here a little bit differently. I said, I watched the heads of these countries get up, and the love and the passion that they showed for their country was unbelievable. I've never seen quite anything like it. They want to protect their country, and they need the United States. And without the United States, it's not going to be the same. And you can ask Mark, or you can ask any of the people that were there. It was really moving to see it. They love their country. They were so respectful of me because I'm the head of the United States. And I made, you know, it never happened. What you did is amazing. It's been sort of an amazing day for a lot of reasons, but also for that. Yeah, go ahead. And when I was around that table, it was a nice group of people, many of whom I knew from previous. When I saw the passion they had for the country, and almost everyone, and you probably have the tapes, it was very public, but almost every one of them said, thank God for the United States. Without the United States, they couldn't really have NATO. It wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. It will in the future because now they're paying much more money, but it wouldn't work. It was great. And I left here differently. I left here saying that these people really love their countries. It's not a ripoff, and we're here to help them protect their country. Really to victory, but it's a monumental win for the United States because we were carrying much more than our fair share. It was quite unfair, actually.